first game we should probably do. I mean, it's the most popular game right now. Everybody's talking about Warzone 2, Modern Warfare 2. We've been playing it a little bit. We've been playing it together, playing it with some buddies. Proximity chat is amazing to me. I'm sorry. I love it. I know you got last night. You got your first taste of it. I think you loved it as well.
I got betrayed, and it was amazing because I would have done that too, probably. So basically, I like the direction that they've taken it. I was talking about this last night with Blaze, and I tend to agree. He was saying, and like I think this too, that Warzone 1 was more twitchy, slide hopping, fast paced,
streamer
sweaty
style.
Yes. And Warzone 2, it seems like you have more room. You move a bit different. It definitely encourages you to be more tactical. Yeah. And I love that about it. It just feels different. Like it doesn't feel as Fortnite-y, I guess is a word for it. Not that Warzone 1 was anything like Fortnite, but they were definitely in that same vein. Yeah. Really, I would more compare Warzone 2. You could kind of take comparisons from the original Black Ops Battle Royale called Blackout. I never played you ever
that.
Play that? So it was more inspired by PUBG, where you actually had to like pick things up. You actually had to put the optic on the gun. Like you had to put things in your backpack. Yeah, so basically Warzone 2, you have to do that, but it's not as tedious as it was in Blackout. Like things just go where they're supposed to go most of the time. Mainly you're going to stock things in your backpack instead of actually having to place things from the ground to your backpack. So they've definitely streamlined that aspect of Warzone compared to Blackout. So really, I think Warzone 2 marries the best of both worlds with being fun and not as tedious, but at the same time encouraging a bit slower, more tactical gameplay.
See, I think I like the fact you hit on the point pretty much what I was going to talk about is it's not the slide hopping and all that constantly. And I like the guy, but Dr. Disrespect, I watch him a few times. I think he's hilarious to me. But he made a comment I was watching the other day saying he doesn't like not having to do that because it kind of gives you that in-between stage while you're running and you're not doing anything, gives you something to do. And I feel like that's an excuse, right? That's just an excuse to say, you want that movement and all. But this is a more, obviously it's not all realistic, but it's a more realistic approach to it, right? Of more strategic. I know we was talking about this last night. If you get the high ground, right, and you got the position right, you should win those gun battles, right? In Warzone. Yeah. You shouldn't have to worry about this guy going left, right, 100 miles per hour, which is very unrealistic, slide hopping. Might not, because he's on PC, he can play better than somebody on the Xbox or PlayStation. Yeah. It's just, I feel like the way they have it, they kind of balanced it out. And I think the streamers are kind of making it a little bit harder and they're not liking it as much because of that. But for somebody like you and me that's able to get on whenever we're able to get on and play and just enjoy it, it's been a lot more enjoyable so far.
I think so too. And I really hope that they don't take it back more towards the streamer inspired direction.
Yeah.
If they do that, have a mode that's just for that and like leave this one alone, because I think it's going in the right direction.
Yeah, they can even implement maybe the Warzone 1 mechanics for them. But I think it's going to take time. They're going to get used to it, and I think it's going to be okay. But the main thing, the best thing ever, I feel the nostalgia. I feel everything with it. The proximity chat is like bringing back the days of, remember, Modern Warfare 2, just talking the trash to people, and yet you hear a lot of stuff and everything, but it's amazing. It makes it feel more lively. It makes it seem more engaging to me.
I think that's a great word for it. It's more engaging, because when you're just hearing random people in a lobby, but you don't actually see their person or like interact with them, you find a lot of people just saying some really toxic, awful things. But for the most part, there was still that, but there was also other folks that were actually like talking and playing around and not just being mean just to be mean. it seemed like a better environment for proximity chat as far as like how you interact with other players.
Strategy wise too. If you're talking, me and you's talking like right now, and we're just talking about, well, you know, what kind of pizza did you just order? And all of a sudden you wind up while you're running, you round up next to somebody, they're going to hear, oh, somebody just talked about pizza, you know, like they're going to hear that in the chat, which is pretty cool. It's a more strategic thing. You better be quiet or they're going to hear you. They're going to know where you're at. Let's talk about some bad things though, Josh, in reference to what's some things they got wrong so far with Modern Warfare 2. Can you name some things?
So the proximity chat is great, but also I think they need to fine tune it. So the bad thing about it is no matter if they're 60 feet away or if they're right in your face, the proximity volume is the same. So you can't really get a perspective or a gauge of how far away they are. So I think it would be relatively easy for them to add that to where if they're farther away, have it so they're not as loud. So you like really have to pay attention.
That's interesting.
I think they could do that where proximity chat was more of proximity. Like if they're not right up on you, they're not like blaring loud, because that can throw me off definitely. Like last night, I remember the guys who we were fighting were way on the other side of the bridge, so they were like a long ways off, but the audio was like they were right there in the same building.
That's true. That's true. And I know you can kind of adjust the volume a little bit, but you're right. If you can kind of do each individual person based on the proximity of where you're hearing it from. So if they're 40 foot away in a building, you know, it should sound like they're 40 foot away in the building.
Yeah, it should be kind of muffled or like something.
But I just want to be careful about this stuff because I don't want them to take it away. I think that would be a terrible call. How do you want to end this, man? Do you want to try to let them know what we think we're going to rate as of today? Now, let's make sure we make that clear. As of today, this is going to be our first GG rated, and I think it's just it comes full circle.
So is this just Warzone, or is this like the whole game in itself?
I think we should maybe do, what do you think? I think we should do a GG rate on both. Right?
Okay. I would like to hear more of your thoughts on what you like and you dislike about it. And
okay. So I give my three likes. And I'll let you give your 3 likes. After that, my 3 likes on the multiplayer side of it is the attachment system that they have. I like the fact that you know what you can level up, that you can go to the next gun. You're not grinding every single gun. 100%. Are you there?
Yep.
Okay. Grinding every gun 100%. Doing it that way. I like the new attachment system that they have. Like I said, the movement is probably gonna be the same like I have as far as Warzone 2.0 is the movement system and the multiplayer as well. The maps were actually not too bad. I'm not going to go into the cons yet, but I liked a few of the maps. Some of the maps are actually kind of great. I can't recall the names on it, but the one map where it's all the vehicles, a lot of people hate it, a lot of blown up vehicles, but the more that everybody played it, the more they liked it, I feel like. So that'll be like one of my favorite maps in the water aspect. I guess I kind of gave 4. But what's some likes that you like on the multiplayer side?
So I would definitely say that they're heading more towards the hardcore shooter direction. I'd say that the first Call of Duty Modern Warfare was closer to what I would like as far as like slower gameplay and stuff.
Yeah.
For the multiplayer. But I think they fine-tuned this one to where it's still kind of slower, but feels more like Call of Duty, to where you can just hop in and out of a game. Yeah. And still get that experience. So, man, that's a basic way of trying to, like, I could spend a lot of time on this, and I'm going to stop. But I think they're going in the right direction with fine-tuning what makes it more of an updated hardcore shooter, but also what keeps it COD and keeps it fun and accessible. And they have to do that balance because I think that's what COD is all about. I like the direction it's going. I am excited to see what it's going to turn into. So my likes are it's staying accessible but still going in a new direction. Multiplayer is fun. Maps are good. I just have to get used to them. And guns are cool. I like how you upgrade them and everything. I would say the negatives is they don't have any of the old maps from MW2 in it, man. Like, come on.
Now
I want Terminal. Give me Terminal.
I know Terminal would be awesome, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, the maps that they do have, that's why I kind of pointed. I think they're okay. They're not the greatest, but I think they're okay. A lot better than the last ones.
Yeah.
I'm with you though. I'm with you 100%. If you can get Terminal, you can get some of these old maps. I mean, it's just that would be a game changing thing for multiplayer. Yes. They just put Shoot House, which is back on one of the old maps. Which Shoot House was great.
But it looks different. Like it looks old.
But it's a lot more graphical power and stuff like that to it. So I think all that stuff kind of would be great. You know. So I know we talked about the pros and cons, the 3 positives, 3 negatives, kind of. We talked about the map. I know you just got done talking about the maps. Great point on that. I think if they add that, that's going to be great. But let's kind of go into now. What's the summary of what do you think, Gray, about what's your conclusion on the game?
So I think that multiplayer is going in a really fun direction. I like that they've added the 3rd-person mode. I like the direction, but at the same time, I want them to add more modes, and I know it's still early. Taking that into consideration, taking all the directions they're going with in Warzone, I think they're trying some new fun and exciting things, and I'm hoping that the good parts I love about it is going to stick, and they're going to proceed on with that. You know, the things that I've talked about with how it's going to be more hardcore inspired shooter, but still in that fun COD direction that it always has been. Like, it's got Call of Duty has soul, and I think they've preserved the soul doing a bunch of new things. I want to see more nostalgia, honestly.
Yeah.
So putting all that in
player base, right?
Right. So all of that into account, I am going to give this a solid 8 out of 10.
Oh, wow. Okay.
4 streaks.
Okay.
It is an 8 out of 10 for me, and I forget, is that like a VTOL or something? What is it?
Yes.
Something like that. So I'm gonna call in a chopper gunner, whatever 8 is.
I like that.
I give it an 8 out of 10.
All right. Well, I'll say that great points. I like it. I think you hit on the nostalgia part of it. I would love to see that as well. I'm really excited with this game and the direction. Not being afraid to take new direction in the game, right? Getting rid of the slide cancel, which was so popular, and trying something new. Hey, bringing in the 3rd-person battle royale. You know, I think when they started the first Warzone, they didn't really think it was going to be that popular. You know, and I think that they saw the popularity just explode, and they took it to another level, and they took some more risks, and they tuned up some stuff with the looting. All the points that we touched on before. I think with all the stuff that they kind of done, besides the mapping, besides, like I said, the connectivity issues that I pointed on, I would have to give this, when I'm talking about GG rating, and it's kind of hard for me because I am a huge COD fan, right? I would say if it wasn't for those issues and all, I would say let's do a 7. I'll do a 7, solid 7 at this point. So I think this rating can kind of go up.
I do too, man.
I think it can go up.
So if we average those together, we have a GG rating of a 7.5.
Yep,
I think that's fair. Pretty accurate. Yeah, like I think that is very fair because there's room to grow here, and I think we're pretty close, man.
Yeah. Well, guys, I like to say, hey, I appreciate y'all stopping in. If you agree or disagree on the GG rated, drop a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to get more content. Let us know. Let us know about some games that y'all do want to hear about, some stuff. Gray, I appreciate you stopping by as always and doing this channel with me and stuff. And man, ton of fun, man. Ton of fun.
Had a blast, dude, and there's going to be many more good times to come.
Absolutely, absolutely. Y'all take it easy, and we'll see y'all next time.